okay, let me take a sample. No fungus, you're fine. Just go with.
Did they think it was fungus in the beginning? Or did you have an idea? Or
they didn't think it was. They just thought maybe it's just bruising. But I insisted because, you know, it looks black and I've seen all these ads from Ontario, like, toe fungus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you gonna take a picture too?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. We got both sides.
Yeah.
So we're gonna repeat this because obviously the camera wasn't on. But
Yeah.
how long has it been the nail been like this?
It's been lifted for about almost a year now. Yeah.
Where it's been raised like that, right?
Raised for about the last 6 months. It was very thick, starting about a year ago.
And before that, with the actual injury, it was always flat
Yeah, it was just flat and
discolored.
and then discolored, and then after golfing one time, I felt my left foot hurt really bad, and then for the next day, it's basically just very painful. But then after a while, it went away. But then it started getting black, and I thought, okay, it's just a typical injury. It will get better. It's maybe just a bruising, and then it started growing really thick, and I thought, fine, I've had that before. It would just thin out.
But it never did.
No.
It's pretty crazy. From this angle, you can almost see right through to the other side.
Yeah, I couldn't see it myself, but I kind of, when I was putting my foot in water, I can see bubbles coming out. So there's an air pocket underneath.
Definitely. So really, there's two types of treatments you have. Number one, this nail is never going to go back normal, flat, pink again. Always going to be damaged and destroyed because the nail cells and the nail bed have been scarred. Okay. And you're asking like why? I don't know why. It's just like the tissue, once you have a cut, it never heals the same. It doesn't look the exact same. So somehow the damaged nail bed and nail cells are not allowing the nail to reconnect. Okay. And that's why there's that space. It's not reattaching and growing lifted.
Wow.
Yes. Always going to be like that. So option number one is just conservative treatment, where we trim back this whole completely lifted. It's not a dead nail per se, it's just detached nail. Right. The nail is still growing at the very back, but I'm sure you've noticed it's growing very slow.
Yeah.
Not changing too much, and because again, those nail cells have been damaged, they're not functioning properly. But we trim everything back to where it's healthy. I buff the nail very thin, and this is the best the nail is going to look. Right. But because we're not stopping the nail from growing, if you are not maintaining it on a regular basis, it will grow raised, it will start to curl,
right.
Then we just trim it back all over again. So the only other option beside that would be to permanently remove it. And that's where you've seen some of the videos where I do numb the toe, remove the toenail, and apply that acid where the nail cells grow from, destroy them, so no more toenail ever again.
Yeah, okay.
So I appreciate you thinking about it, because once you make the decision, that's it, no turning back. Yeah. And so you want to just see how it is to maintain it, how much work it is, what it looks like. You don't have to put yourself through any trauma.
Right.
No pain, because I know that ingrown I think it really scared you. Having the needle, it was not fun.
That was 20 years ago and I still can feel it.
So I completely understand. We will trim back this nail, buff it down as thin as we can. Yeah. You just got to make sure that you're constantly filing the nail down so it never gets too thick.
Do I just use like a normal nail filer? Like a small
You
one?
can. If you want to be really hardcore, and I think you're a hardcore kind of guy, go on Amazon. You buy a manicure, pedicure Dremel tool that they use for the nails.
Dremel.
Yes. And they sell these little sand tips.
Okay.
And you could just buff the nail yourself. I use this one. You see my tool here?
Yeah.
They have, one for like $50-$60 that you could buy. Same thing, battery powder. Some are battery powered or plug-in. And you're just going to buff at the base of the nail where the nail is still technically growing from. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to trim this nail back, nice and easy. Nothing should hurt because it's literally just like cutting a normal nail. Okay. Except it's just detached and very thick. How's your golf game?
Well, I have a 9-month-old daughter, so not too good this year because I don't get to play twice, but...
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm normally pretty good.
Damn, I've been working on my game this year. So I'm going to go nice and slow, nice and easy. Where do you normally play?
Angus Glen.
Oh, jeez.
But actually, no, it's not that expensive if you have a deposit membership. So you deposit the amount, and then basically you get access to $50 green fees.
What?
Twilight, yeah. So you pay for your friends, whatever, and then you basically you can just spend your money very quickly, and basically a free way to get access to those Twilight times. Because otherwise it's like $130.
That piece went flying.
Oh wow.
So here, you want to take a look at that from the side? I want a side view of that one too. That looks pretty cool.
Wow, that is weird.
Yeah, I'll flip the camera so you can see.
Yeah, I can see.
Oh, you can see, right?
Yeah.
You see that angle, huh? So there's toe lint, everything in there, and that's what sometimes makes and dead skin that makes it look like fungus when it's just a detached, lifted toenail.
Yeah. Wow.
So then what are you normally shooting when you were on?
Around 75.
Jeez, you're a scratch player, man. Jeez.
Oh, there's a good scratch and bad scratch.
You're a bad scratch?
Bad scratch.
I would love to be a bad scratch
If
player.
I don't play the same course and I know the course, then
Would you normally shoot then? If it's like a new course?
the
Or...
course is like around 80.
Oh, that's still really good.
Yeah, because then you make a good shot, but then you get punished for not knowing the course, right?
You really need to know.
Yeah.
The greens, where they aim, and where the light.
What's behind the greens and all that. Right?
And of course, the greens themselves. My best friend has a club league membership, so I've been playing a lot with him, especially with COVID.
Yeah.
And it's just, it was so nice when I heard they opened it up. I was out there a lot.
Home course.
His home course is Station Creek.
Okay.
Look at the tan I got.
Oh, nice.
And look at the ball head on the back from the hat.
So yeah, I'm close to Station Creek. It's
Okay.
Just up from it's just up from the Angus Glen.
And I had 50% of my rounds were mid 80s this year, but then I just had a mental breakdown last 2 rounds, and I'm back to square one. That's the worst about golf.
You know what you do? You go back to your trusted clubs and you just use that as often as you can, whether it's your 7-iron, 8-iron, or whatever it is.
I'm hitting 5-iron off the tee. This driver's been killing me.
Yeah.
So how far are you hitting your clubs, your driver, for example?
260, 270.
But consistent straight.
Well, consistent distance, but it's not always. It's playable, so it's a little
Okay.
fade sometimes. But that's basically trying to swing within my ability, as opposed to some guys I play with hit like 300, and it's so tempting to try to go for one.
But do they have control of that, or is it pretty?
They're good.
Really, jeez. How'd you find these guys? Just by playing there?
Oh, these are just people, other members at Angus, and then sometimes you meet them a couple times, and they say, hey, next time let's book these together. Like, I don't even know them, just people you meet on course.
Of course, everyone wants to play with good guys, so they want to play with you, and you want to play with them. You look at that. See how it's going down little by little?
Wow.
So completely detached. You see that, right?
Yeah.
No blood. That's what the nail bed would look like when there's no nail. Well, it pretty much is already scarred. That's why there's no way that nail can reconnect.
Right, because
It's dry.
Yeah, it looks like a turtle head.
Yeah, the problem, like you said, is the consistency, like being able to hit the swing over and over and
Yeah.
well, now after this, this is gonna take at least at your level, maybe 3 strokes off your game.
Well, I was going to play this week, but then my wife said, well, I wanted to play before because depending if you had surgery, you might not be able to play. So,
How hard is it to get out now that you have a 9-month-old?
Impossible.
Are you always trying to sneak out?
Well, I feel bad, no. Because if there's a way for, I can get a 9-hole round, but then...
So that is actually, all that's detached. This part of the nail is actually attached. But it's growing up, and the reason for that, because the nail as it moves forward cannot connect to the nail bed, it's just growing straight up.
Yeah.
And technically what you had was what we call, like I said, onychogryphosis, which is, we sometimes call it a ram's horn, because the way it starts to curl is
yes, that's exactly.
because basically as the nail is not attached, it's dry and it starts to curl. It's not like a nice, healthy, moisturized nail.
Yeah.
So nothing should hurt. This is just a little bit of a Dremel tool, except mine has water, so there's very, very little to no heat. And we're just basically going to take this down until it's flat. So you're playing a lot at Angus Glen then, right?
Not this year. I didn't even want anything.
How much does that cost?
Well, it's a deposit. So basically,
It's deposit to what you play.
I think if you're doing it by yourself, it's like $3,000. Use that for food, use that for anything in the pro shop, and you get just 10% reward dollars. So you're basically getting $15.60. And if I pay for a round with my friends, it's like $700. So you'll be done in no time.
That's an amazing way to do it.
Yeah, and even they've changed it now, but it's still pretty good deal, $50 per part.
I thought there was going to be a lot less nail attached. So you pretty much have just about a little bit more than 1/3 attached. So we're gonna, basically we can only get it down to as flat as you feel comfortable because it might get a little sensitive, and that just means
It does it now.
it already is, huh?
Yeah.
So when it gets too sensitive, you let me know.
Okay.
But obviously the more I can take down, the better, because then you have less height in your shoe.
Yeah, it's getting sensitive.
Okay. I know at the front is a little sensitive there. How about back here? Not much?
Trying to get there too.
Okay. When it's sensitive everywhere, you let me know, and that's pretty much as far as we can go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, touch the skin. Sorry about that. How about here?
Okay for now.
I hit out of bounds there, see?
Yeah.
That's the red marker.
Yeah.
One stroke penalty on me. There you go. So, what basically happened is, I know a little bit of pinpoint bleeding, sorry about that. This is the only part of the nail that's attached.
Wow, so small.
It's so small.
It looks like I gotta get really swollen toe.
Never gonna grow attached past that point. So for women, for example, what we've been doing now is we're gonna be doing a lot of nail reconstruction where we apply like a medical grade false nail on top to give it the shape and appearance. Guys don't really do that because again, they're not painting it, so you can see the actual artificial nail itself. So for you, you're basically just gonna always maintain it like this.
Okay.
You're gonna take your Dremel tool and you're gonna file down the top, the front edge of it. You'll be able to judge a lot better on the sensitivity and how much you can take. But at least now it's flat up here. It's not raised, so it won't be bugging you in the shoes. You don't have to worry about any open wound down here because there's no open cut beside the one I made. But here the nail's not attached anymore. It's just normal skin.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to the day where you're tired of taking care of this, where you say, you know what, I'm tired of filing this down every month or maybe every 2 months, I don't like the way it looks, that would be the day where we remove this remaining amount of the nail, apply the acid, and what we left behind once the whole thing heals is, you see the nail bed up here?
Yeah.
That's what your whole space would look like. So it almost looks like a false nail. Because it looks really good. Everything's smooth and pink, nothing's raised or lifted. Okay. And then you don't have to do anything yourself. You don't have to trim anything down anymore. So I'm just wiping this down with a little bit of alcohol. We'll put a Band-Aid on it.
Right.
But that's basically it. But you can see how much healthier the quality of the nail looks, right? It's more uniform. Yeah. It's not this multicolor, and that's just because of all the thick layers that were on top of it. So if you're not able to maintain it yourself, or you're finding it's too hard for you to really take this down like I do, that would be the time where you call the office and you come in. We would do it just like we did today, and then you can do your own maintenance, whatever you can handle until, again, is out of your control.
So how long do I have to wear this bandage?
You can take this off later tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, just to cover it so, you know, the bleeding will stop too.